So, this is evidence that Phil Lord and Chris Miller are officially the greatest filmmakers of all time, right? Because their track record's pretty good. Seriously, they did Clone High, which is a pretty awesome series. It was cut short, but has a huge cult following. Then they did Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, very stylistically looking animated gem of a film that I still like today. Then they broke out with live action with 21 Jump Street, which was funny and sort of satirizing and poking fun at cop comedies and high school films. Then they do the Lego movie, which just elevated them absolutely. Doing something incredible and original and unique and fun and with Lego. Then they do 22 Jump Street, which is which is a huge satire of sequels. Yeah, that's pretty much this film in a nutshell. It is basically poking fun at and satirizing uh, basically film sequels done today. They're sort of poking fun at that, oh, it's just the same story again, but just it looks nicer. They're sort of satirizing that, like, the budget's been doubled. And they sort of satirize the fact that they're just sort of capitalizing on the last film. But it doesn't feel like, oh, it's becoming a parody of, it's becoming the very thing it's trying to parody or poke fun at. No, it very much feels like its own thing, and it does have a unique story. It's not the exact same film like it keeps trying to say to you. It's none of that sort of like self-aware stuff. Like they don't. It's not one of those things where they know it's a movie. It's more like they're just sort of poking fun at the fact. It even starts off with like last time on 21 Jump Street. Like it was a TV show, because 21 Jump Street was a TV show. One that Johnny Depp first started in. Or one of his major acting gigs, which is why he had a cameo in the first film. A pretty awesome cameo. So yeah, the story is they're going to college. The same things happen. A drug has gone out, and they need to get it before something bad happens. And something bad has already happened. A person has died because of it. So yeah, there's your story. They go to college, and college is a lot different than what they used to remember. And it even sort of pokes fun at college films as well. Like, even pokes fun at college itself, and that, like, half the stuff you take, is it really relevant? How good is it? They poke fun at, like, this one girl that Jonah Hill meets, that he has a thing with. She's an art major. They keep sort of poking fun at that. Yeah, art majors, they're not gonna make much money, and what good is it for? It's sort of the polar opposite, whereas Jonah Hill was the popular one, while Channing Tatum was the not-so-popular one in the first film. This is sort of like, they're both popular in their own right, but Channing Tatum's clearly the more popular one. So yeah, that's basically the film. They're trying to do basically the same thing. Well, they're both trying to do their own thing. The chemistry between these two is so funny. Just having them just talk and just go on about the dumbest things possible. God. There's so many scenes that are so uncomfortably awkward, like, and so just like, like, just the tension between, like, there's a great scene between, Ice Cube and Jonah Hill. They're at lunch together, and, I don't want to spoil it, but just given the circumstances and the situation it's in, it's just, you will be laughing your head off for a while. It's one of those things where only the audience knows, not really so yeah. There's maybe one or two things that kind of went a little unanswered. And we're not talking the main plot, more of just like two little things that, well, I guess they were kind of answered, but I just wanted a little more closure on it. Jonah Hill's funny, Channing Tatum's good, and Channing Tatum's actually fairly old, if it hasn't occurred to any of you. Let's see, Channing Tatum. Let's go to Wiki. Yeah, he's 34 and has a kid, so he isn't exactly young, people. Well, he looks young, I guess. Not much else to say. It's funny, it's touching, it's got some just great moments, some great bits, a lot of good laughs, and I think the funniest thing, Jeremy Johns said this. Now, this isn't saying, oh, the rest of the film is bad. I'm just saying the funniest thing are the end credits, where they satirize anything you could think of. Like, the whole film is basically satirizing sequels. and stuff like that. Well, basically the fact that it is a sequel and other things that come along with the sequel. The end credits satirize just everything you could imagine you could stem from that idea that this thing was a hit. Just let your mind just go crazy. So that's 22 Jump Street. It's getting a nice 8.5 out of 10. I would say, trying to think. I think I like this one a little more than the first one. I guess more because just seeing the character, just like it, just maybe because it's well, for one, it's a lot more clear what they're satirizing and what they're poking fun at. So, and the villains and other characters are pretty funny. Yeah, and some other great things. Running joke with a Lamborghini. But yeah, that's 22 Jump Street. It's funny, it's unique, it's evidence that Phil Lord and Chris Miller rule the friggin' world. Alright, see you later.